Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to episode 2 here, the Boomer Bust Podcast. I'm your host, Shoot the Rock. I'm here with my boys, Matt and JJ. How we doing today, guys?
Good, good. Good Wednesday. Went to work, had a good day. Usual. Good Wednesday.
Feels good. Excited to do episode 2. Let's get after it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So thank you so much to everyone who checked out episode 1. If you haven't already, we'll have it linked down below. And while you're down there, drop a like on this video. And why don't you subscribe to the Bandwagon Sports YouTube page, because we're going to have content like this coming multiple times a week. So it's going to be a good time. So today's episode, probably going to be a little bit shorter. We're going to get into our Week 8 NFL predictions, and then some of our other predictions we like this weekend in college football, NHL, and NBA. So we're going to start here with tonight or tomorrow night's, depending on when you're listening to this, Thursday Night Football. We got the Ravens at the Buccaneers, two teams that are slumping as of late, not playing a great brand of football. The Ravens did squeak out a win last week, but wasn't pretty. As of right now, as we're recording Wednesday night, the Buccaneers are 1.5-point favorites. Matt, who do you like in this one?
See, last episode, if you guys tuned in, I said Ravens by 1,000,000. After some further thought, Brady, 2 bad losses. I think he gets a revenge game. It's a pivotal game here. Like you said, 2 teams trending downward. I think this is a pivotal spot. This is why he's known as the GOAT. I think Tampa takes this one. I think Tampa wins this. I'm going Tampa Bay money line.
What you got, JJ?
I'm also gonna have to agree with Matt on that one. Sense of urgency is very high in Tampa. They need this win a hell of a lot more than the Ravens do right now. And after being the biggest upset of the year so far last week, I think Brady's pissed. They come back strong. Bucks cover 1.5 easily. I'll take that. Also sprinkle a little bit on the over as well, probably.
What is that
45.
over? 45.
45.5
right now.
currently.
Seems a little low to me. I think both these teams come out hot.
Yeah. I like that. In Tampa Bay
Not
too.
be
In Tampa Bay
surprised.
too. I don't think Brady's losing.
Lamar likes the warm weather, man. He's from Florida. He's coming back home.
He does.
Mark Andrews has a bounce back game. I like all the scoring, but Bucks still.
That's a good pick. So I'm just going to be picking winners straight up, who I think wins. And if I'm being honest, I think I'm gonna go against you guys. I'm going with the Ravens. I have not really liked what I've seen from Tampa Bay as of recently. And I mean, Baltimore, if they can put together a complete game, I honestly think are the better team. I mean, right now they do have the better record, 4-3 versus 3-4. I mean, they hung on last week. It's a team, I think they have the weapons that they can compete with Tampa Bay, so I'm going to go with the Ravens in this one.
I like that.
So then next, we're going to give you guys every week our Pick 6, the Boomer Bust Pick 6, where we're going to pick 6 games on Sunday, and then we're going to try to track it throughout the rest of the season here, see who does the best in these 6 picks every week. So we are going to start with our hometown Chicago Bears. They're at the Dallas Cowboys this week. The Cowboys are -9.5 is the line right now, and yeah, it's pretty hefty. Definitely be the biggest one we're picking out of this week. And we'll start with Matt again. Who you liking on this one?
This past Monday night football game, the spread was very similar with New England at -9.5. Is the Cowboys a much better football team than New England? I think so. Give me the Cowboys -9.5 to cover. Easy. Might sprinkle a -13.5 in there.
Ooh.
2-touchdown win for Dallas. Chicago's offense just hasn't impressed me at all this season. Outside, I guess you could say they looked really good against Belichick's defense, which is saying something because it's Belichick's defense. But I think that game for Fields, I think Dallas, that pass rush is going to limit Fields to run all over the place, let him do what he wants. I like Dallas here.
What do you got, JJ?
Yeah, once again, I'm gonna have to agree with Matt on this one. I'm gonna say this for our fan Will Taberthy out there. I give the Bears credit for for their Monday night game this past week. They played very well, but I do think they caught the Patriots at a very bad time. You know, that win might be a tad inflated. You know, Dak's second game back off injury. I think this week of practice they get it clicking a little bit, and they pretty much handle the Bears. You know, especially now that they lost Robert Quinn today.
Yep.
Big trade in the NFL that just went down. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know if I'll be taking the big juice at 9.5. I'd be willing to take at 6.5, cover a touchdown. Wouldn't really sweat that bet too much. And yeah, Cowboys. That's my pick.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. The Cowboys are just the better team. I mean, they might be my dark horse pick to win the NFC currently. I mean, the Eagles have looked insane, but I don't know if they have that playoff. Well, I don't really know. The Cowboys don't really have any playoff success, but playoff experience at least. And yeah, I'd have to agree. I think the Bears.
Giants are sneaky though. Watch out for that division's nice.
No, it is. And I'd kind of have to agree. I think the Bears might have punched a little bit above their weight last week, going on the road here now for the second week in a row with a true dominant NFC contender versus more of an AFC pretender. I'm definitely liking the Cowboys. Just a little bit of stats here. The public, 80% is on the Cowboys' money line. However, we have a nice 69% on the Bears to cover the 9.5. So you guys are going against them there. The next game.
No, I got the 6.5.
Oh, 6.5. Okay. You're going with some alternate lines here. I see.
Oh no, so that's the 9.5 could be sneaky, man. That's a touchdown and field goal.
Yeah.
You know?
It is a lot. It is a lot. But if I can say one thing, yes, the Chicago Bears, I think, going into Week 8, have the best rushing offense in the NFL. This is one of the best rushing defenses in the NFL. And let's also not forget, the Bears have arguably the worst rushing defense in the NFL. And that matters when you're playing a two-headed monster in Zeke and Tony Pollard.
Yeah, I feel like Tony Pollard.
Oh, looks like we lost JJ there. Well, we'll move on to the next game then. For me, on the slate here, we got the 3-4 Arizona Cardinals heading to the 5-1 Minnesota Vikings. As of right now, the Vikings are 3.5 point favorites. So, Matt, what do you got on this one?
The Vikings and the Cardinals. Minnesota is home, I believe, correct?
Yes, the game is in Minnesota.
Okay. I like Minnesota to cover this at -3.5.
We got bro back.
Horrible Wi-Fi here. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're all good. All right, we're moving on to Cardinals Vikings now. So Matt's gonna give his pick.
Vikings Cardinals in Minnesota. I like Minnesota here. As we all know, the Cardinals just lost Marquise Brown. James Conner doesn't look like he's available to return anytime soon. As a fantasy owner of him, I see this. For the last 3 weeks, he's been questionable, and then game time decision, he's ruled out. I'm not putting a lot of faith in Kyler. I think Minnesota wins this easy. Give me the -3.
JJ, what about you? Like I was telling Matt, the Vikings are 3.5 point favorites.
Yeah, that line seems a little sneaky to me. I mean, Minnesota coming off the bye, I could very easily see this team coming off to a very sluggish start. And, you know, to be honest, the Cardinals looked good last week. I mean, they beat up a pretty decent Saints defense in that, you know, top 10 in both pass and the rush category right now. You know, Kirk Cousins during the 12 o'clock games is unbeaten. He goes down as a legend as always, but I'm going to take the Cardinals with this one. I'm going to take the underdog play. D-Hop back, Kyler. Call of Duty has not dropped yet, so hopefully his stats don't go down just yet. But, yeah, give me Cardinals here.
All right. I'm going to have to side with Matt on this one. I'm liking the Vikings straight up. I think a big reason for the Cardinals' win on Thursday night last week was their defense stepped up, and I honestly think Andy Dalton made some pretty poor throws. And like JJ's saying, Kirk Cousins at noon games, he's him. So he's proven the haters wrong a little bit this year.
Yeah, it helps when you got Justin Jefferson to throw the ball to, but
No,
It
he's
does.
got a loaded offense, and that's why I like the Vikings in that one. So I'm gonna go with that. And let me pull up these stats here. So we have actually 53% of the public is riding with you, JJ. Cardinals are 53% plus 3.5, and then 65% are on Vikings money line. So the next game we're gonna go to after this, we got a divisional battle here. The New England Patriots, we just saw on Monday night, didn't look too great against the upstart New York Jets, 5-2. If you'd have told me week 8 that the Jets would have 5 wins, I would not have believed you. So,
Would have called you drunk.
yeah, no, I would have had to agree with that. And I'm not even a Jets fan. So the Jets are actually 2.5-point favorites right now. Or no, not 2.5-point favorite, 2.5-point underdogs. The Patriots minus 2.5 is the line currently. What do you guys like on this one?
Oh, JJ, let's start it out with you with this one.
Give me the Jets. Come on, man. At the Jets, too. At home. Are you kidding me? Mac Jones. I'm a big Mac Jones hater as well. You will hear that from me a lot. I do not believe in his game, and I think Bailey Zappi has inflated his stats with some pretty easy throws to start his career off. Granted, he did look good against the Cleveland Browns, so if he sees action in this game, it could go a little bit different. But, with the addition of James Robinson, we'll see how much of the playbook he knows by Sunday's game time. But, yeah, I think the Jets are rolling right now. The crowd will be active even with the loss of Breece Hall. I feel like the team would rather go out there and start performing, prove that they're not just early season pretenders and actually make a push for it. So, yeah, give me the Jets.
All right, well, JJ, looks like a lot of games this week. We're on the opposite side, brother. Because I like you said everything that wants me not to bet on New England this week. Earlier, talking about how against the Bears, that was just a sneaky win for the Bears. New England slowly looks like they're falling apart. You hit the nail on the head right there by saying Mac Jones. Don't believe in him either. Bailey Zapp, though, kid's got a little spark in him. Got a little spark. Didn't look great at the end of the second half, but it's hard when you're splitting 50% of the snaps as a QB. You can't get control.
Mac Jones was named starter this week, so.
Okay, that is a big factor.
Early in the week, Mac Jones got named starter, so
5-2 team against a 3-4 team, and you're giving the 5-2 team the dog. Something's telling there. They know everyone and their mother is on the Jets at plus money. Give me New England money line. I'm not gonna mess with the spread on that one.
I'm sorry to inform you, but people must know something we and JJ don't, because actually 63% of the public is on Patriots minus 2.5. And and 51% of the public's on Patriots money line.
The public doesn't like you said the public are on the Jets, right? Or
the public's on the Patriots.
But where's the money at?
That's what I'm saying. Is 51% of the public bet is on the Patriots, and 63% of the public bet is on them minus 2.5. These are just the game odds that I get on like the CBS app. So I don't have everything, but that's like the little what I do get.
Hold on, let me pull something up here.
New England.
Right.
You're giving New England at minus money against a Jets team that should easily be the favorite.
The Jets they're not great at stopping the run, which I guess could play a factor in this game. And maybe Vegas is taking into account that Zach Wilson just isn't good, which I also agree with. That team without Bryce Hall is really going to struggle. You will see that this Sunday, I bet. Even if James Robinson's playing, I doubt he's fully up to speed with, probably half of what Breece Hall could offer.
Do you think Michael Carter gets a majority of the load management for this game?
At least for this week. I don't think they go out and get a running back in the middle of the season if they're not going to play him.
I agree. It's short week.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see come Sunday, but same with the 49ers. Like they don't give up 4 first-round draft pick or whatever draft round picks for Christian McCaffrey if they're not going to play him. You don't make these trades for future stock in other player coming up from the rookie class if you don't want to play them.
About if he's up to speed on the playbook or not for this week.
James Robinson can do a lot. I mean, once he's back and fully involved with the offense, I think the Jets will be just fine. But yeah, that is surprising to see the Patriots as the overwhelming majority for this game.
If the game was in New England, I could see that. I would like the Patriots, but it's not. It's in New York. The Jets are good for the first time in a long time. They've just rattled off 2 straight wins on the road, now coming home, big wins too. I'd not expect them to go into Lambeau and win. And I mean, the Packers and Broncos aren't what we expected at the beginning of the year, but the Jets are hot right now. The Patriots are not. That home crowd's going to be juiced up. This will be their best chance to beat New England in a while. I'm on the Jets. I like the Jets here. All right, so now moving on. You got something else to add, Matt?
Oh, go ahead.
All right, moving on. We're going to be going now to the afternoon window. And first, the only matchup of 2 winning teams this week, we have the Seahawks, who are 4-3, hosting the 6-1 New York Football Giants. The line currently is Seahawks -3. What do we like in this one, boys?
Matt, you want to kick us off? Or you want me to go?
Go ahead, because this is a pick 'em, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably wait to grab this line closer to Sunday, after injury reports and such come out, because I think DK Metcalf is a player that could potentially alter the changing of this lines closer to Sunday. So, I mean, right now, assuming DK Metcalf does not play, I like the Giants in this one. Again, I'll take them as the underdog. The Seahawks offense is good, but the Giants defend well against the run. They can bottle up Kenneth Walker. I think they can make enough plays to just keep the streak alive. Give me the Giants.
I like that. I like that a lot. I'm on the Giants as well for the same reasons as JJ listed. DK's questionable. Jamal Adams is still out. Oh yeah, that's official?
It was week 1. I think he tore his quad or something.
That was pretty early.
Yeah, I thought there was a timetable where he could be back by week 14. But give me the Giants. I love the Giants. We're talking about 2 New York football teams, but I love the Giants. This is a great spot for them to go 7-1 here. Really have a chance at making a wild card without a doubt. This game 7-1 with 10 games left in the season. You're telling me you can't squeak out 3 more after this? This is a big win for the Giants here. Give me the Giants money line.
I'm going to go against both of you on this one. The Seahawks, I'm going to be honest, have been my team I really have not been able to figure out this year. But this is another one. Once again, the home crowd, I think, could play a factor. And it's always kind of tough for East teams going out west and vice versa. I don't think it plays as big of a factor in an East team going out west. But, I mean, I said, I was very early on, Geno Smith's they wrote me off. I didn't write back. And I was like, I'm content writing him off. I might have to change my tune. He's stepped up big for the Hawks this year. And I wouldn't be surprised he has a big game this weekend. Give me the Seahawks.
I like that pick. I don't know. I might be influenced to change as well. I lean Giants, but I could closer to Sunday. I could see myself taking the Seahawks too. That's a close one.
Such a pick 'em for the fact that we all know going into the season, both of these teams right now at this point in the season are completely overachieving expectations.
The Seahawks, the first place Seattle Seahawks.
Giants, they don't have. I don't know what we're. Yeah, I can't disrespect that. And the Giants, I cannot believe the Giants are rolling wins without a starting receiving core. I think they're still missing Shepard. I think they're still missing Tony. Still no Galladay, and they're winning football games.
Wan'Dale Robinson. For all my deep fantasy league players out there, I personally added Wan'Dale Robinson this week. He could be in for a decent-sized role in New York. He's fast. He can catch the ball. He runs good routes. And, if Danny Dimes keeps playing the way he's playing, he could have some value. He's a good player.
Just since I didn't read him off yet.
What's the spread on that game?
It's 3 here on FanDuel, I believe. Let me scroll back over here. Yeah.
Favoring who?
Seahawks are -3. Did I not say that at the beginning?
No. That's okay, though.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah.
I think he did.
Giants-
Yeah, I thought I did. It opened at -2. They've now been bumped up to -3.
Okay.
And then right now, 55% of the public is on Seahawks -3, and also 55% on Seahawks money line. Alrighty, so the next game, the final afternoon game we're going to look at, we have the 3-4 San Francisco 49ers going at the 3-3 LA Rams, rematch of last year's NFC title game, once again in Los Angeles. As of right now, the Rams are 1.5-point underdog, so the line currently is Niners -1.5. What do we like on this one, boys?
I love the Niners here. Jimmy Garoppolo, take away that playoff game last year. Jimmy Garoppolo 7-0 against the Rams in his career. I like the trend there. Also, another thing to look at, 6 of the last 8 games between the two of these teams have gone over the total that it's set at currently, which I love. So I love teasing the over here.
Set at 42.5.
Yep,
currently.
I love the over here, and I love the Niners here. This spot is just the Rams can't figure out that San Francisco offense. It's just for some reason every single year that they play. Even this year, they lost 24-9.
Yeah.
That wasn't San Francisco, but
That game wasn't close.
The Rams just can't get their footing under them. I don't understand it, and I'm all over San Fran here. Christian McCaffrey's going to have a day.
Yeah, I agree and disagree with you, Matt. For one, I do like the 49ers here. I am not a big Jimmy Garoppolo truther as well. But on the other hand, there are too many weapons on that team for them to lose. Simply put like that, the Rams just don't have the talent across the board to match up with the Niners. However, I am going to be playing the under with confidence in this game. 42.5 is a pretty low score. Just generally speaking, most games sit around the 45 mark. And especially with these NFC West games, most people think they're high scoring. But, I mean, I like fading teams coming off a bye, especially ones that weren't good to begin with. Like the Rams, I feel like they could come out slow. And the Niners have very good defense, but, not a big Jimmy Garoppolo fan. I think Debo gets in the zone. McCaffrey has a nice day receiving as well as rushing. But, I mean, I could see the Rams and putting up about 10 points, maybe 14 on the Niners. Niners win 21-10.
So these numbers are actually a little alarming to me because I was kind of leaning towards San Francisco. Currently, right now, the public 75% is on 49ers -1.5. And then 76% is on them on the money line. I'm going to be honest, they did not look very good last week against the Chiefs, but that also is the Kansas City Chiefs. The Los Angeles Rams are not on the same level as the Kansas City Chiefs. I've been touching on home field advantage a little bit these past couple picks. That doesn't exist in LA. It's usually the Los Angeles teams. It's an away game for them when they play at home. I think I like the 49ers' weapons a little bit better. I'm also a believer in Jimmy Garoppolo. I low-key would have liked to see the Steelers go after him this offseason. I think he's a good game manager. I think he manages for them to win this game.
He doesn't make big plays downfield, though.
Yeah, no, he doesn't make the big play.
He doesn't have to rely on his weapons.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's a good point, but I think he doesn't make the big mistakes usually that kill you. So, I think in a game like this, that could...
The Super Bowl would like to talk.
That is one, but I feel like he gets more hate than he should for that. I mean, they were up 10, but they're up 10. The Chiefs have the ball. That's for that offense, that's no problem.
Yeah. Jimmy's usually good for a pick though.
Yeah,
that's not a bad system play.
No, that is not. Especially, I mean, the Rams have a really solid defense. So.
Yep. That's why I lean under on this game. I don't expect it to be that big of a shootout, but I don't know. We'll see.
Well, here it's nice to hear the whole panel's on the Niners. So we'll be riding the Niners this Sunday.
Kind of hard not to. They're just too stacked.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then we are going to wrap up with the Sunday night game. Not as big of a matchup as we thought it would be coming into the season. We have the Green Bay Packers, 3-4, sliding as of late, going at the 5-1 Buffalo Bills. As of right now, okay, on FanDuel it has them listed as the Bills are 10.5-point favorites. On Caesars here, they are 11.5-point favorites. So, what do you guys like in this one?
JJ, start us off.
I'm just trying to see what the weather's going to be like in Buffalo for this game.
Saying 60 and rainy.
60 and rainy. Yeah, Buffalo during this time usually gets a little bit, shittier in terms of the weather. However, what did you say the line was at? Bills were minus what?
It depends on where you look. Right on FanDuel, you can get them at 10.5.
10.5. Ooh. I know the public's going to be all over the Bills. It's kind of hard not to be. Yeah, I think the Bills win. So if we're making our, just straight up head-to-head picks, give me the Bills at home. I think they take care of business like they should. However, I think the Packers cover 10.5. Rodgers is still Aaron Rodgers. The Bills' defense has shown to be somewhat of a liability, especially in the passing game. I don't think they're that much of a juggernaut. They do have their weaknesses as a team, and the Packers can't exploit that, especially if they start using Aaron Jones how they're supposed to be. Last week was promising for him and his stock as a fantasy running back overall. But, yeah, I think Bills take care of business, but Packers cover.
Yeah, took the words right out of my mouth. I love the Bills here just just to win, just Bills. But the Packers are going to cover that spread. 2 reasons for me. The line opened up initially at, I believe, 9.5 when I first saw it. It's now moved to 10.5 on FanDuel and 11.5 on every other book. On ESPN, they have it set at 11.5. Like we said, the weather, 60 degrees, rainy. They're going to run that football. A.J. Dillon, Aaron Jones, pound the rock, cover the spread, but Bills just outright winner.
Theoretically, again, I don't bet, but theoretically, if I did, I honestly think I'd still take the Bills. That offense is just so powerful with all those weapons. And
Packers don't have a bad defense, though.
They don't, but I mean, the Jets beat them by double digits. I think the Bills are a better team than the Jets.
That game versus the Jets.
I do whoop, but the only reason I disagree with that is the Bills aren't a running football team. They never will be with this offense built. They're not a running style football team. The Jets, Breece Hall had himself a day until he went down, but I just think it's a little hard to play in it's not necessarily cold weather, 60 degrees, but it's going to be rainy possibly.
Yeah.
I think they need to pound the rock a little more than they want to, and if Green Bay can do that enough, I think they cover. So you're telling me if you bet, you would have taken?
I think I like I said, I'm just like Green Bay's in shambles right now. They are horrible. I don't really even think it's like that Buffalo's going to put up some huge day. I mean, the Bills are going to score like 28 plus points. They do every game. If they can hold Green Bay, which I think they will, I like obviously it's not easy. That's a lot of points, but I think they should be able to do it, especially at home. So that's why I feel comfortable with that. And right now, 52% of the public is on the Bills to cover. And surprisingly, this might be due to the odds. There's not a lot of value in this. They're currently minus 550 on the money line, but only 50% of the public is on Bills money line. So I feel comfortable with the Bills. I think they should win big. I think right now, if I had to pick a team to win the Super Bowl, I mean, they're everyone's Super Bowl favorite at the beginning of the year, and that's why I would kind of almost was shying away from them. But they've lived up to the hype. So for me, that's why I'm liking the Bills. Alrighty, so then we'll wrap up our NFL picks for this week. I might also on the Bandwagon Sports channel, why you should follow. Give us a follow here. Post some more picks. Might post all my picks to games. We'll have to see. But now we are going to move on here to some of our other best plays for the weekend. And we're going to start off with some college football because I know there is a lot of games JJ likes in college football this weekend. What are we starting off here with, JJ?
Yeah, this slate's actually pretty solid this week. The first game, obviously, to start with, Ohio State at Penn State. I think that'll be a very good game. Ohio State take care of business. It could be a little biased. You see the flag in the background, but I think Ohio State takes care of business. As I move through the slate, TCU at West Virginia should be a pretty decent game as well. I like TCU. Max Duggan has been pretty solid so far this year. I think he'll be one of the first 6 quarterbacks off the board in next year's NFL draft. Moving down, Syracuse only being -2.5, home against Notre Dame.
Love this spot.
Honestly, seems like a crime to me. The Cuse is looking hot right now. Their quarterback, Graham Schrader, he's looked very nice. Notre Dame sputtering. They don't have their quarterback playing. Give me Cuse -2.5 all day. Moving down this list, again, Oklahoma State +1.5 versus Kansas State at Kansas State. Spencer Sanders, too good. That offense is very nice. I will be taking Oklahoma State in that matchup. And then to finish this off, looking at Wake Forest, travels to Louisville. Wake is sitting at -3.5 right now, according to ESPN. I will be hammering that line, to be honest with you. Wake Forest has looked very good. Sam Hartman is looking legit. That offense puts up about 58 points a game on average. Give me Wake Forest all day. And yeah, that's my picks for the week.
Matt, you had a pretty interesting stat you shared with us about that Kansas State-Oklahoma State game. Would you care to share that with the viewers?
Yeah, that Kansas State game, I still like Oklahoma State there. I don't see them falling in this spot. But I have heard that Kansas State has won the last 5 games at home against this team through the program. But when we look at it, you can't bet against Oklahoma. You just can't. Oklahoma State's too good of a football team right now. Kansas State ranked 21st, 22nd, something like that. Good season. They're having a good season for sure. I just not super high on them.
Yeah. Really the only other big game we didn't mention this week. We got where'd it go? Oh, there we go. Number 19 Kentucky at number 3 Tennessee.
Ooh.
Do we think, especially with Georgia on the horizon next week for the Volunteers, this could be a potential letdown or trap game, whatever you want to call it? Or what do we think here?
I don't know. Hendon Hooker has looked really good for Tennessee as a quarterback. Really good this season. I think he's 19-1, maybe 20-1 touchdown interception ratio. He doesn't turn the ball over that much. Their running backs are good. I like Tennessee here to cover the 12.5 as well. The only teams they haven't covered again all year, Alabama obviously won that game by 3, and then Florida that they played earlier in the season when they played the Gators. I think they won by like 8 or 9.
Yeah, and Florida's fallen off, so Florida was definitely better when they played them. So.
Yeah, I mean Kentucky's.
I like Tennessee here -12.5.
Kentucky started off real hot, but that loss to Ole Miss, it was right at the end of the game. They missed a couple field goals. I think that kind of turned their season around. And then following that, they had a very, very ugly loss at home versus South Carolina. Kind of sucked the soul out of the season for the Wildcats, in my opinion. Although I do think looking forward for the Volunteers, that game versus Georgia next week is on the schedule. Like Derek mentioned, that's normally a letdown spot. I've seen it happen with Ohio State, losing to middle-of-the-road teams like Iowa, Purdue halfway through the season when we're looking ahead to like Michigan or a bigger team down the road. Ultimately, though, Tennessee's a better team, and if they don't beat themselves, I think they win this game pretty easily.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to agree with that. I definitely think Tennessee will win this game. 12.5 might be a little steep. That might be one I have to do a little bit more research into. But, I mean, the Volunteers are for real. Hendon Hooker, like Matt mentioned, he's him. And, I mean, yeah, I'm really...
Jalen Hyatt, too.
Yeah.
He's raw.
No, they got some playmakers on that team. I'm really excited for that Georgia game next week. We'll definitely talk about that one a good amount.
Yeah, that'll be a great game. That'll be a top 1-3 matchup most likely.
Yeah. Matt, you got anything on the NBA front for us? I know you had a good call last night with the Suns.
I did. I like that call over Golden State. Felt them in a good spot right there. We all on the panel except Shoot the Rock are not super high on Devin Booker yet. They still came out with a victory. Friday, looking at Friday, October 28th for the NBA. You got 2 3-1 teams facing off. It's early in the East, but you got the Cavs traveling to Boston. I think this is a big win for the Cavs. A young team looking for momentum to beat the team who won the Eastern Conference last year. I like Cleveland here. 3-1. Garland looks really good. Mobley's looked I love Evan Mobley as a basketball player. Tall, can play all over, can guard 3 or 4 positions on the court. I like Evan Mobley and the Cavs in this spot. As well as we go to the late game on Friday down in Phoenix again. The New Orleans Pelicans at 3-1 versus the Phoenix Suns at 3-1. It depends on injuries and updates. We'll have to see and probably update you guys on Twitter if you want to drop a follow on there. Depending on Brandon Ingram and Zion, if they both play, I do like the Pelicans here. However, if one is out, I'm all over the Suns. Suns just really look like a top-heavy team in the Western Conference yet again, so give me the Suns on that. Other than that, not too much more to talk about for the NBA. We'll be throwing some picks in there, here and there throughout the podcasts for the next couple weeks, but nothing too interesting in the NBA. It's very early.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, early on, the Pelicans look good without Zion, and BI last night pulled out that win. So
they did.
I mean, can I mention a game real quick?
Yeah, no, go for it. Yeah, whatever you got too, JJ, go for it.
No one talked about this yet, but the Trailblazers are quietly 4-0 right now.
They are.
They got an interesting matchup versus the Rockets on Friday as well. I'm not seeing a lineup for this game just yet, but I mean, Dame Lillard averaging 33, shooting 50% from the field to start the season off. Dame's one of my favorite players in the league, so I love seeing him succeed, especially coming back after whatever happened last season with him. Yeah, Jalen Green looks good, but give me the Trailblazers in that spot. I'll take the points, whatever the line's at. I'll take the Trailblazers. They stay hot.
Yeah, I mean, they've been a lot of fun to watch. And, yeah, sneaky team. You know, Dame back healthy this year. That's a team that could make some noise potentially.
They could also be going into that game being 5-0 because they are playing the Portland Trailblazers currently as we are recording this podcast.
Who are the Blazers playing currently?
They are playing the Miami Heat currently.
Okay.
And they're up a solid 11 or 12 right now going into the middle of the second. So I mean,
yeah, dude, they beat the Suns, the Lakers, and the Nuggets so far on what was this? With only 1 day apart from each other, 2 days in.
Another
player they were at Los Angeles too. Like I know the Lakers are struggling right now, and that's a whole different conversation. But you know what? Yeah, like Derek said, watch out for the Blazers.
Yeah, another player on the Blazers I want to highlight. Obviously, Dame is just balling, but Anthony Simons, that boy can let it fly this season.
Anthony Simons
shooting a solid 63% from 3 this year. That's outrageous.
That dude sold delay so hard one time. I'll never forgive him.
Is he on the ban list, JJ?
He is on the ban list. He's right in between Joe Mixon and Mike Williams.
Now I hope my Houston Rockets win on Friday night, and I hope it's because Anthony Simons misses the game winner.
Good. I mean, if it's Anthony Simons, it'll give me even more reason not to like him. But he's in all honesty though, he's young, he's pretty good, but never betting on him again. Point stealer.
Shoot the rock. Do we got any NHL updates for this week?
NHL. When I'm talking hockey, I'm gonna be a little bit of a homer here. I can't help but start with my Chicago Blackhawks. 4 straight wins, And tomorrow night, or depending on when you listen to this, tonight, Thursday, they got the Edmonton Oilers coming into the United Center. Place going to be rocking. I mean, always fun to watch Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl with the Oilers. So I would definitely keep an eye on that one if you're looking for a game to watch. I called the Flames last night, and sadly the Rangers blew it in the shootout. But that was a really good game for those of you who watched it between the Avalanche and the Rangers on ESPN. Or not, yes, the Avalanche and the Rangers. I'm jumping all over the place here. And then another Oilers game I'm going to potentially be watching against those Flames I mentioned. Battle of Alberta, Saturday night. Late one for those of you on the East Coast, 9 o'clock. You two party animals might be out at the bars already. So, but for that one, a couple of weeks, so they've already played once this year. The Flames took that one 4-3 in Edmonton. Obviously, no lines out for that yet, being on Saturday, but I'd say I'd like the Flames in that spot as well. So, definitely some teams to watch. But yeah, again, NHL still pretty early. No one's really cemented themselves as a top dog quite yet. But so you're just gonna have to keep your eye on it, and I know I will be. All right. Well, I think that should wrap it up here for episode 2. A good episode here for the boys. We got some picks coming. We'll be tracking those, like Matt's been mentioning, and now it should be working. I will link the Twitter and Instagram in the bio of this episode. And like I said earlier, while you're down there, might as well drop a like and subscribe to the Bandwagon Sports YouTube channel. Matt, JJ, you guys got any wise words for the people on the way out here?
Don't forget to turn on the noties.
Yes, sir.
Come on now.
Yes, sir.
Turn them on.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, we will see you guys next time. Peace.